The seven-phased Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections have reached the last stage. In this final phase, votes will be cast for 40 assembly seats in 7 districts. The voting starts from 7 in the morning on Wednesday. In most places, polling will end at 5 o'clock in the evening. But in some Naxal-affected areas, it closes an hour earlier. All preparations have been completed for this last phase of polling, with polling parties having been dispatched to various polling stations.
सर इसकी मशीन ये चेक करते हैं कि कैंडिडेट जो जितने हैं सब एकदम सही है, मशीन ईवीएम सही है, इसकी जो प्लकिंग है वो भी सही है, वो कैंडिडेट का टोटल कर रहे हैं, सब बटन काम कर रही है कि नहीं कर रही है, यही मिलान कर रहे हैं.
The district administrations have taken all steps under the Election Commission guidance to ensure peaceful, fair and free elections in each district, especially in sensitive districts like Varanasi.
जो इलेक्शन कमीशन के द्वारा जो मानक दिया हुआ है, जो स्केल ऑफ डिप्लॉयमेंट दिया हुआ है, इस स्केल ऑफ डिप्लॉयमेंट के आधार पर हम लोगों ने हर बूथ पर एक एक बूथ को चिन्हित करते हुए, एक एक पोलिंग सेंटर को चिन्हित करते हुए हमने वहां पर फोर्स को डिप्लॉय किया हुआ है.
I am at UP College in Varanasi. As you can see, polling parties leaving for their destinations. All preparations have been put in place. 80 companies of paramilitary forces and 20 companies of PAC along with 10,000 state policemen. Also, dog squad and bomb disposal squad have also been deployed for peaceful polling tomorrow.
The 7 districts which will cast their votes in this 7th phase are Ghazipur, Varanasi, Chandoli, Mirzapur, Sant Ravidas Nagar, Sonbhadra and Jaunpur. In the 40 Vidhan Sabha seats that will vote, more than 1 crore 41 lakh voters will decide the fate of 535 candidates, including 51 women candidates. The number of male voters is more than 76 lakh 87,000 and women voters number about 65 lakh 50,000. Varanasi Cant has the most number of candidates, 24, while Kerakat has the least, 6. A total of 14,458 polling stations have been set up for voting. The BSP has fielded candidates in all 40 seats, while the BJP is contesting in 32 seats. BJP has left 8 seats for its allies Apna Dal and Bharatiya Samaj Party. Samajwadi Party is contesting 31 seats, while its ally the Congress is in the fray for 10 seats. The RLD is contesting 21 seats. In most of the seats, the main contest is between the BJP, BSP and SP Congress combined. In this phase, the prominent candidates in contest to look out for are: from Mohammadabad seat, BJP's Alka Rai is contesting against BSP's Sibagatullah and Janak Kushwaha of the Congress. In the Jamania seat, Om Prakash Singh of the SP is contesting against BJP's Sunita Singh and BSP Atul Roy. In Shahganj, Shailendra Yadav of the SP will face Om Prakash Singh of the BSP and Ajit Singh of the Bharatiya Samaj Party, an ally of the BJP. In Badohi, BSP's Ranganath Mishra is facing Rabindranath Tripathi of the BJP and Zahid Beg of the SP. Anil Srivastav of the Congress is contesting Varanasi Cant seat against BJP's Saurabh Srivastav. BJP's Neelkant Tiwari is facing Rajesh Mishra in Varanasi South seat, while the Congress candidate Ajay Rai is contesting against Avadish Patel of the BJP from Pindra seat. Election Commission has made security and all other arrangements for smooth polling. Sensitive and crowded places will be specially monitored. This is the last phase of the month-long electoral exercise in India's largest and most politically sensitive state, after which all eyes will be on counting day as the big verdict is awaited on the 11th of March. With inputs from Ajay, Harikesh and Vishal, Newsnight Desk, DD News.
When one straddles across UP from eastern to western UP or the other way around, the difference in economic development between the two regions is hard to miss. While there is not much of a difference in terms of population and literacy rates, the contrast is stark in terms of industrialization and the agrarian structure. This regional imbalance has continued for decades, raising the question, why has West beaten the East? And why has the regional imbalance continued for decades? Here is the tale of two UPs.
East Uttar Pradesh and West Uttar Pradesh, two parts of the same state yet a world apart. They are governed by the same state apparatus, but a reality check shows how UP is split down its middle. It's the history and culture that separates them. And that's not all. The biggest difference is of economic development. UP government defines West UP as 28 districts from Saharanpur to Auraiya, Etawah, and East UP as 30 districts from Barech in the northwest to Sonbhadra in the southeast corner. A comparison based on UP Annual Plan 2015-16 shows that per capita income in West UP is 76% higher than of East UP. In West UP, urbanization was almost 3 times. The number of factories are 7 times more. 20% more land is irrigated, and power consumption per person is more than double compared to East UP. The most striking difference is in industrialization. There are nearly 13 registered working factories per 1 lakh population in the west compared to just 2 in the east. As a result, the number of factory employees per lakh population is 812, over 8 times the figure for the east. The landholding size is another key difference between the two regions. There are smaller landholdings in East UP compared to the west. For every rural resident in West UP, 0.12 hectares of land is sown for cultivation. In East UP, this measure drops to just 0.08 hectares per rural person. In East UP, 86% of the land is cultivated by small and marginal farmers, with less than a hectare of land compared to 74% in the west. While West UP gained through Green Revolution, which in turn spurred industrial growth, East UP continued to reel under traditional cultivation and landlordism. While Eastern UP has given the state a chief minister like Veer Bahadur Singh, it continues to be a laggard. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has often highlighted the need for development in Eastern India, including Eastern UP, to match the level of development in Western India. As UP awaits the people's verdict on the 11th of March, the two unanswered questions remain for the next government. Why regional imbalance within the state continued over decades? And will earnest attempts be made to check that imbalance? Newsnight Desk, DD News.
Manipur too goes to polls tomorrow in the last phase of polling. Voting will take place on 22 seats in 10 districts in the second and last phase of the State Assembly election tomorrow. Here is a brief look at the Election Commission's preparedness for tomorrow.
All arrangements are in place for voting for 22 seats in the second and last phase of Assembly elections in Manipur on Wednesday. The Election Commission is all set to ensure trouble-free voting in the remaining 10 districts of Manipur. A total of 98 candidates, including 4 women, are trying their luck in this phase.
We have made adequate security arrangement for phase 2. We have activated Assam Rifle Army for doing the area dominance, and they have also been directed to carry out counter-insurgency operation. In addition to that, we have got CPMF companies in adequate number. They are also doing area domination so that these polling stations are totally sanitized at the time on the day of poll.
Help of Army and Assam Rifles is also being taken along with central paramilitary forces to ensure fair polling. Pumped up by the first phase higher turnout in voting, Election Commission is expecting to replicate the same in second phase too.
A total of 1,151 polling stations will see around 8 lakh voters using their franchise. Excited by record voters' turnout in the first phase, the Election Commission is expecting the same kind of enthusiasm from the electorate in the second phase too. Rajiv Rastogi's report, DD News, Manipur.